You have to give God a chance. If you do not give God a chance, you are shortchanging yourself. Being 40 has forced me to choose myself, love myself better. Guys, I'm not even sure where to start from, but I am going to start from somewhere. I hope I look good. Guys, let's just chat. Like it's been a long it's been a long time. And we're doing this, and I'm happy that I'm doing this again. I don't want to waste too much of our time. I feel I have a lot of things to talk about. I'm back on YouTube. YouTube is something I always want to do. I know each time I come back, it's always me going back, and so I just decided to, you know what, take my time and then come back to be sure this was what I really wanted. I believe that I'm firmly meant to be on this space, even if it is for one person to just see herself through me. First of all, if you just stumbled on this space, I am just also coming back, but I hope that this time it is for good, and I just hope to show up more. Guys, life has lives in just different ways, and I feel like everyone has gone through theirs or going through theirs or whatever. Take your time if you need to. However, I don't even want you to dwell on it for too long, because issues of life doesn't give you notices or anything. It just scripts it, right? It just comes. And so I think mastered the art of seeing the good in every problem. So to say, I don't know if that is even a toxic trait, but you know, when you are just less expected of like certain things, you just feel like, you know what, when it comes, we will just walk through it however may. But I want you to subscribe. I don't even know if I should even ask for subscription at this point, but I hope that this time I keep myself accountable to focus, create, be better, just share and just be happy. Just do what really makes me happy, really. Sharing has just been a part of me. It will be more sit down videos, talk, chat, invite people. Fashion is really my thing. Style is really my thing. Like minimalist style, minimalist fashion, elevated minimalist, elevated casual, however you want to call it. I think this is the right space for you. And just talk about reinvention, talk about starting over, talk about just being aligned with who you are, self-awareness. This is the right place. Let us grow together. I turned 40. You know, YouTube reminded me that I started this channel 8 years ago. I can imagine what I would have really done if I was consistent on this channel 8 years back. However, one thing that I'm also going to touch is really not focusing on what has gone. I feel like we all have a very, different journey, and I've learned to just embrace myself, be less harsh on myself. I'm a very positive person, extremely positive person, but life will just test you in ways that you can't even imagine. After the loss of my mom, I felt like, oh, that was like the worst thing that can happen to me. It's still like the worst thing, but other things have also happened that I'd be like, okay, can I just catch a break, right? And again, I'm going to touch on all of those. So, why did I leave? That is the first question. I left because I think at some point I felt very stagnant. I felt like I was doing a lot of things. You know how you have a lot of gifts, you can do a lot of things, you're really good at things, and you just feel like, okay, I'm going to dabble into this, I'm going to dabble into that. I know that I love fashion. I was always doing makeup, creating like different looks. At some point I was a makeup artist, which I really enjoyed. I enjoyed, being a makeup artist, like making up for people, making money even out of it, really. But it wasn't really something that I enjoyed. I feel like I enjoy teaching. Oh, somebody doesn't know how to draw their brows, I can teach them. I feel I enjoyed that better rather than being a makeup artist, or other than just doing makeup videos. I felt like it wasn't really my niche, right? And so I just really felt stagnant. I felt like I didn't know what to do, coupled with a lot of things that were going on back end, health wise, which I am really going to touch, was like a major determinant of why I left. Being stagnant was one of it. And also I was just creating content without clarity. I didn't understand the strategies behind, making money or monetizing, right, on different channels. I was on multiple channels, like doing different things. And I felt like, how you feel like you are creating value and you're not creating value? I felt like I was constantly asking, people who knew me, especially on IG, if I was creating value, and then there was just something about getting the validation from people that, oh, do you think I'm creating value? I know my worth. Like, I know I am good at a lot of things, but that constantly just trying to get validation, I think it messed up with me, you know, and it feels like people just feel like, oh, what are you doing? Maybe you don't even know, maybe you're not even supposed to be at this place, maybe you don't even know what you're doing. But I know, like, you know how you are convinced that I am really good at this. I know this, but I don't know, maybe self-doubt, most especially, I know that really told with me for a very long time. I feel like I'm part of those people that life treated very unfairly. Life happened to me in different ways. One of the things were my health. My health took a really bad toll on me. I was diagnosed with stage 4 endometriosis. I had done my fibroid surgery twice, multiple cysts. I have been trying like to have babies or have kids since maybe, in proper perspective, 2014 back in Nigeria. It started as fibroid, just small fibroid, according to what the doctor said that time. Oh, you have a golf-sized fibroid, and it turned out to be something that erupted to stage 4 endometriosis. How? Where? What? How? That really, you know, took a burden. I was constantly on meds, bloating, and it just affected my psyche. Right? When I started this whole fertility thing back in Nigeria, I didn't think it was going to be this bad. You are a lady between 30. If you can, please freeze your eggs. Because as you get older, it decreases, it declines. Please, if that is what you're going to do or prioritize for this year, you know your situation, right? Please, just go ahead and do it. Take it from me. From a big sister, from a friend. At some point, my doctor was like, this is not even anything that you did. It's just nature. It's just nature. Let me digress a bit. When I was in school, right, I didn't think there was anything wrong. Yes, I had very painful periods, but I didn't think it was anything that was going to turn to this, right? But I just felt, oh, like it was just normal. You know how you grow up that they say, oh, everyone has like this pain, like period pain, and fibroid was normal, right? Yeah, it is maybe normal, but I think when it gets to a certain stage, when you constantly have so much pain, please get yourself checked. Please get yourself checked. I think one of the things that I also didn't really take, you know how you just be ignorant of certain things, like, oh no, I'm fine. One of those things were just being ignorant and handling it on you. Please just do that test. Just know what is going on. The earlier, the better. And I also know that women, I know when it comes to spirituality also, you know, we always say, oh, God is involved. Please, that is why we have doctors as well to assist in certain cases. So please, at least it is just good to know what is happening. When I went for my mom's burial, I saw a doctor just to be sure that I had like a second opinion. Constantly on medication, which made me always bloat. My belly was always very big. If I drank water, it was as though I was 9 months pregnant. But because I was very busty, it was very easy for people to think, oh, most so you don't have belly. Like, stay tuned for the liposuction conversation. In the midst of going through all of this, I lost my mom as well, and my mom's death really took another drastic toll on me because I'm the only child of my mom, the first from my dad. My mom was my best friend, and so I struggled with that a lot. When I lost my mom was when I contemplated suicide. It was just a lot at that time, so I couldn't even, long form content wasn't even what was in my mind. I was even trying to still be on IG, right? If you're not following me on Instagram, my name is also Musumala AJ. I said, okay, you know what, let me just be consistent on one if I cannot even be consistent on other ones. So I was there, but even my consistency, I wasn't even consistent because I would post today and maybe when I just see a doctor's report, it's gone. I wasn't in the headspace to create content. When I still think about those pictures, it's just a lot. It's a lot to deal with. It's a lot to deal with for one person. I don't want to cry. I feel like past this stage. I don't want to cry. Now onto the fun stuff. I had lipo and a breast reduction. Again, because I was very busty, it was very easy for people to think that I didn't have belly. Guys, that has been the best thing that has happened to me. I think I just got to the point that, you know what, I either choose to be grateful that I'm alive, right, and just forge ahead and just look, you know, at the future and just have hope and just be happy and just, you know, do things that will make me happy. I did my lipo November 2024. I did my breast reduction April of 2025. Also that time, it was the time that I, you know, took to heal, and I feel that lipo has helped me just being healthier, or being the best version of me in terms of food intake. I was someone who liked dairy a lot. As much as I had fiber, when it came to my nutrition, I feel I was also very indisciplined. I wasn't someone who believed in exercising. Guys, if you haven't been clocked into exercising, I used to think that people that always talked about exercise, like I used to think they overthought, like they overdid. But guys, it's helping me through my healing. Exercising has really helped me. It helps me with clarity. It helps me just have a good mental process. I could process things better mentally. And with my nutrition, I think I'm just so mindful of what I put in my belly. And mind you, before I did the surgery, before anybody comes and say, oh, because you have done lipo, guys, I was still confident, right? Even with my belly, even with my big bust, I was still confident. But it was just a decision that I took because I knew this was going to make me a better person. It was going to increase my confidence level, not because I wasn't very confident. Actually, let me just even admit, I was confident but not confident. Just certain things that were on my body that I feel like needed changes, e.g. my boobs. I was a 32 double J, guys. I am very slim, and carrying 32 double H and J was just a lot for my body. Reducing my breast, I feel like, is the best thing that I ever did for myself. It's not even the lipo right now. It's the best thing. I could fit into a lot of outfits without necessarily feeling like everyone was looking at me. I always felt that my boobs was the first thing that anyone could see. If they saw me, like it was just that humongous. So, and I did that, and I'm so happy. And so part of the reason, you know, why it stalled me to come back was I needed to heal. I didn't want to come back and then go again. I just needed to heal, take time, and just be sure that this is really what I wanted. I have a 9 to 5, and also juggling all of those as well was just a lot. It was just a lot, and that's why I stepped back. Kid you not, this is the 4th time that I'm going to be filming this introduction video that I never posted because I just felt you are not ready. I'm grateful for where my headspace is at right now, and I think all of the things that I've gone through has really shaped me, guys. I feel like certain things that have happened that I'm not able to share now, that I'll definitely share in the future, has made me realize that you really cannot trust human beings. Your complete trust has to be on God. Once you get to that point, like, I cannot explain this, it has to happen to you. You have to experience that. You have to give God a chance. If you do not give God a chance, you are shortchanging yourself. You are in a space where you are trying to figure things out, where a lot of things is happening to you, where you don't know where to go. There's no timeline to your healing. The easiest way to, you know, be at a place of peace, a place of rest, is just trust God. At some point, I thought, you know what is the worst that can happen to me? And this is even also on the context of being in the USA. What is the worst that can happen to me? I had to condition myself to be ready for the worst. When you are not conditioned for the worst, because we always hold on to certain things that is our right. What has changed, guys? Guys, I turned 40. Being 40, guys, is the best thing that has happened to me. In terms of being self-aware, I feel like 40 opened my eyes to who I really am, what I really want, my values. It's just self-awareness. My body, my spirit, my mind is aware of its being. And one thing I also really want to touch on is making impulsive decisions whilst you're young. To be mindful of the decisions that you make, so that when you are, say for instance, if you are like in your 20s or your 30s, be mindful of the decisions that you make. And I say mindful, be mindful of the future. So for instance, if you want to sign anything legal, like, think of the implication that it might have maybe years back. That might help you curb a bad decision. Does that make sense? Yeah. Before I make any decision right now, I am thinking about what would this be like in 10 years time, when I'm 50. Would this decision, you know, ultimately, I mean, as much as we are human, we really cannot control what the future holds. Can be assured that You know that you're making the right decision, but you might be at peace. Just think critically, holistically of any decision that you want to make. Being 40 has forced me to choose myself, love myself better. Because I was an only child, I was very vulnerable to people because I wanted validation. I was always the only one at home when I came back from school, so I was always looking for friends. And that's why I had so many friends. Like, I don't even regret that I have a lot of friends. I feel like we meet a lot of people for different reasons, right? But I think what I just learned is that I became very vulnerable to people that I shouldn't be vulnerable with. People are not nice, right? So when you're too kind, they take it for a weakness. And I think it's really being vulnerable with the wrong people. I think this age I have more discernment, which I'm very grateful to God for. Before, if I fell out with someone, it would be as though my life was over or whatever. But now I think it's just good riddance, right? Especially when I know deep down that this was something that I was genuine with. Like, it wasn't a friendship or it wasn't a relationship that was forced or anything. Like, I knew that it was genuine. I could care less, with that. And I respect people's boundaries now, because sometimes when people cut you off, you are not that special. So anybody can actually just cut you off. So I think just getting back and just knowing your worth is really what will stand you out. People have the right to actually cut you off. Yeah, if you are not good for them, just go. Sometimes as humans we just feel, oh, I feel I'm good to this person. You might not be good for them, really. So if you're not good for them and they feel that you need to be cut off, by all means, right? And so I think that is the space that I am also at. Like, I feel the people that we value each other, we will not cut each other off. I think my new age has given me the leverage, and I'm just so excited. This year, I have told myself nothing will destroy my peace. I have also identified areas that I need improvement on. I want to be a better human being. I want to be a better partner. Above all, I want to be better, for God. There are certain things that I wish that I just shouldn't have done, but now I forgive myself. I forgive myself for things that I wish that I knew that I could do better. That thought always creeps in that, oh, if I had done this years back, maybe I wouldn't be here. But you just even never know, because sometimes also when we make decisions, it might just be the best thing that we could at that time. I forgive myself for a lot of burden that I've carried on for so long. I forgive myself for believing that I could figure things out on my own. One thing I know that I want to do is to be very deliberate. If you watch to this part, I'm very thankful. I promise to just be a safe space for anyone. Okay? I'll see you next time. I love you. Bye.